Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens, to another Should You Watch video here on the channel. And today we are taking a little bit of a side dish in our main course that has been the Danmachi experience that we've been going through. And that is the side dish of Sword Oratoria, the story of the Loki Familia that takes place during season 1 of Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Elaine, what did you think about this show?
I felt as though this was essentially, not entirely, a retelling of season 1 from the Loki Familia's perspective. There was some other stuff sprinkled in to keep the people entertained, but it was essentially the same thing with some recycled footage, and the main characters were Ais and Lafia. Unlike the Hestia Familia, which has 2 people in it that we really get to focus on and learn everything about, there is a wide breadth of characters in the Loki Familia. They are the exact opposite of Hestia's Familia, with lots of people, lots of power, lots of money, and our focus is divided. The cast of characters I didn't find as interesting because they're already pretty much great at stuff. A little bit of self-doubt, but Lafia is essentially Belle, but mage and better than Belle.
At the start.
And wants to catch up to Ais. So basically the same thing, also into Ais. So essentially exactly the same there, but female now. Not so much fun. And then Loki just sucks as a goddess. She is not fun. And the dialogue was painful because it seemed like it was AI generated, and I did not approve.
I will hop on board with a lot of the things you said. I didn't particularly think the dialogue was great throughout the series. I didn't like Lafia as a character. I thought she was annoying. And Ais has very little personality, which is fine when she is the target of Belle and everybody else's aspirations and love as a standoff-ish figure, but when she is your co-protagonist of the story and the main driving plot of the story, she needs to have personality. And the party members around her have some personality, but I don't particularly like Bet. I like the sisters. I think the sisters are probably my favorite character in the Familia, both for personality and aesthetics of one of them, which I don't remember which is which.
You're doing great, Jer.
It's the one with the big boobs.
We know.
But in terms of a should you watch on this show, I'm kind of torn on it. If this was a standalone series and I was recommending if somebody should watch this, I would say no. I don't think it's good enough as a standalone series to be something that you would enjoy watching. It does not have a satisfying conclusion. It has a very abrupt and unsatisfying conclusion, if anything. The conclusion is probably the worst aspect of this. But since this is a side story within a larger Danmachi world, I feel like you have to watch this because the main storyline is not resolved in this series. I believe it's going to be resolved in the main series. And thus, you need all of the information that they gathered in this series, which isn't put into any of the season 1 dialogue, and so far is not in the season 2 dialogue, and we are most of the way through season 2 at this point. So I feel like this is necessary watching for the greater experience if you're enjoying the seasonal aspect of Danmachi. What is your should you watch opinion on it?
I was really excited to watch this one. I've always wanted to watch it. It was a thing that first got me excited in this world, but it was a complete and total letdown. I was bored. I was so happy when we finally finished. And that's not a fun thing to say. I would agree. If I was just to recommend this as a piece of work, I'd say, no, it's awful. Don't watch it. But because there's so many things that are unresolved in this series that might become important later, you kind of have to watch it. And it's not because I think it's good. It's literally, we need to get the potentially important bits and hope it pays off at some point.
You could theoretically, if you don't want to go through the series and you want to take our recommendation that it's bad, is just read a summary of it and probably get all of the information, but then you're not getting it organically. So I think it's a should you watch, yes, from a homework perspective. Do your homework, children, and then you get to enjoy the seasonal aspect. Something that doesn't feel like homework is the should you watch content here on the channel. Like it if you like it because you like not doing homework. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the side story, the little side dish within a Danmachi 4 or 5 course meal if you count the movie? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content going forward and ring that bell so you know what's up, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.